Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you to this section, and I welcome each and everyone to this live section. And I promise you, live section, we are going to be exploring and learning a lot of things together, right? As we'll be looking into the top three forex strategy that works in 2025, right? Yeah, exactly. So we'll be going straight to business, and I'm going to be breaking this chart down for you from the beginning to the end. I'm going to be breaking the chart down. I'll be looking at we'll be looking at each concept together. We'll be looking at concept and learning together. So the proven strategy that I'm going to be analyzing mainly in this video, that I'm going to be explaining mainly in this video, is just pure price action, right? Pure price action, market structure, and we're going to be reviewing some of the trades that we had last week. We're going to be reviewing some of the trades that we had last week, but I'm going to be breaking down pure price action. I'm going to be breaking down this chart using market structure, proper analysis, right? And I'll be looking at some of the errors we had last week, which were mainly from not and if you were active last week, you'll find out that the main thing that really led to the main thing from last week trades, if you followed up, was that market was mainly consolidating. There was a lot of consolidations last week. There was a lot of consolidations last week, right? If you're active and you want to like this YouTube video and you want to like this live section, so YouTube recommend it to more people, we're able to spread the news to more people and comment if you can actually hear me, so that I'm sure we're on the same side. We are going to be learning a lot from this class today, right? I've done my analysis, I've done my back testing, I've checked everything, right? I've checked everything, I've reviewed all the trades that were taken last week, and I'm basically just here to share the same insight. I'm basically here to share the same insights with you and our projection for this week, what we are expecting for this week. And if you were active last week, you discovered our Nasdaq analysis that we did live together here on YouTube played out 100%, right? Is that correct, guys? I want your feedback. Uh, okay, active. So you can hear me clearly. Active. So, if you were active last week, you find out that our Nasdaq analysis live together here on YouTube played out exactly as we projected, right? Played out 100% as we projected, right? Everything went well, and we saw massive sales last week on Nasdaq, right? So Godspeed, we're expecting the same move this week, and we're just going to be we're going to trade with caution. I'm very careful in our entry this week, right? We're going to be very careful in our entry this week. And this week, I'm looking at maximum of 6 trades for this week. I'm looking at maximum of 6 or 7 trades this week, right? I want us to any trade we are taking this week, we have to be intentional in every trade that we're taking, right? We have to be very intentional. And I'm active. And I'm saying Godspeed, active, man. You're always here, active. So I want us to be very intentional in every trade we are going to be taking this week. I want us to be very intentional, and I've done my back testing. I've analyzed every trade, just like I said. I've analyzed every trade we took last week. I've reviewed the mistakes, and I've also been able to identify some things, and I'll be sharing that with you guys, right? And I want us to be able to uh, get our winning streaks back active this week. I want us to get our winning streak back active. I'm picking up a new account as well this week, and we're going to be trading back to back. We're going to be trading back to back, and I'm projecting maximum profit for us this week, right? Possibly we might be having no loss, but let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Godspeed, right? Godspeed. Let's see how it goes, guys. But we're going to be trading intentional. We're going to be very intentional in all our trades this week. So if you're on this call and you want to like this video and you want to like this course, so YouTube recommend it to more people, let me hear your view and comment as well. So we're going to be basically just like the name inscribed, top three forex strategy that works in 2025. Nothing complicating, using a simple pure price action, right? The interaction between the buyers and the sellers, and analyzing using market structure. Analyzing using market structure, which is just a sub of what? Top down analysis, right? Which is just a sub of top down analysis in looking at the view of the market. Now, mainly what happened last week, right? What happened last week? Looking at this market structure, looking at this market, let me use this vertical line to look for on the 3rd of November. This was the 3rd of November. The 3rd of November started right here. And if you can see right here, there wasn't really crazy movements, right? Market did more of like consolidation. Sincerely speaking, market did more of consolidations. If you agree with me in the comment section, market did more of consolidations last week. This was the whole move that we had last week. I'm right here on the 1 hour time frame. This was the whole move that we had last week. This was the whole move on gold last week. So it was more of consolidations. And even Friday, when the NFP was supposed to be released, we were live as well and we're hoping to like catch good move. But what happened? US government shut down. US shut down, so the news was not released. And according to the information I got, the news will be released this massively from the news coming up this Friday. So this move from last week. So you can see how crazy it was. And market did more of consolidations. Seriously speaking, market did more of consolidations. Market did more of consolidations. But I want us to look at this market and analyze our projection for this week, right? I've basically just done a review of last week, right? Market did more of consolidation last week, and that was one of the main reasons for some minor loss that we had basically. So what is our projection for gold this week, right? Let's get straight into business now. Looking at top top forex strategy that works, right? And market structure works very well. If you can actually testify to that, pure price action works very well in the market, and you can use it on any pair, even in trading crypto. You can use pure price action in trading crypto. Pure price action works perfectly when it comes to even trading crypto, forex, indices, synthetics, whatever. Pure price action works perfectly. So let's go down to the daily time frame and let's start our top down analysis, just like we always do, right? Let's start our top down analysis on the daily time frame. Looking at the daily time frame, what can we see happening? What can we see happening on daily time frame? Just like we did last week, we saw some kind of like strong pull to the top side, right? We saw a strong pull to the top side, a massive pull to the top side. Now market created a new low at this level. Market created this strong resistance level. Now, this strong resistance level that we're having right here on the daily time frame, this level is very strong, and that is why the market, even throughout last week, couldn't break above this level and couldn't break below this level, and that is giving us some kind of indication. That is sincerely giving us some kind of signs that what both the buyers and the sellers are still ranging between this zone. Both the buyers and the sellers are still ranging between this zone. Both the buyers and the sellers are still ranging between this zone. They are still ranging between this zone. So the best way for us to have a trending market, the best way for us to have a trending market is when we get the market to either break up above this level or to break lower than this zone, to break below this zone, right? But basically on the daily time frame is basically giving us some ideology that what both the buyers and the sellers are consolidating between this area and they are finding it hard to break above, meaning that nobody is actually in control. Nobody is more in control at the moment on the daily time frame, right? But if you look at this structure very well as well, if you look at this structure very well at the same time, if you pay attention to this structure at the same time, there was a sign that this daily time frame gave that is basically telling us that what the buyers are still more in this market than the sellers. And that was one of the errors that we actually had last week. The buyers are still more in this market than the sellers. Why? If you ask me why, we have this low right here, right? Market created a new low, right? Market was pushing aggressively to the downside, right? If you agree with me, market was pushing aggressively to the downside, right? On market was pushing aggressively to the downside. It's created a new low. Market created a new lower high. And on the daily time frame, what happened? Market failed to create a new lower low and instead created a new higher low that is higher than the last low on the daily time frame. Now, this is on the daily time frame, and that is basically giving us what? Some signs. That's basically giving us signs or indicating that what the buyers are currently holding more power than the sellers in this market. In this market, it's basically giving us signs that what the buyers are currently more in control in this market opportunity than the seller. Is that actually very, very clear, guys? I want to know if that is actually clear. Let me know your feedback in the comment section if that is actually very clear, guys. So that's the basic indication that we've been able to arrive at on time frame, right? That's the only indication we've been able to arrive at the daily time. So what are we expecting right here? Since we've been able to get two new low on the higher time frame, on the daily time frame, we got this low right here, and we've been able to get another new low right here. But this market, to prove to us that what the buyers are strongly in control of this market, significant resistance level that we have above here, the top of the consolidation. They need to break above the top of this consolidation that we have right here. They need to break above the top of this consolidation that we have right here for the buyers to fully enter into this market. They need to break above the top of this consolidation. They need to break above this resistance level. They need to break above this resistance level to give us what the proper sign that what the buyers are fully in this market condition. Now let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. Now the daily time frame has been able to give us what some indication that what the buyers and the sellers are finding it hard to break above or below this zone, but at the same time market has created a new lower high in that zone, giving us indication that what the buyers are more in the market than the sellers, right? So we've been able to get that indication. Let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. Looking at the 4 hours time frame, what can we see basically on the 4 hours time frame, guys? What can we see on the 4 hours time frame? We can establish on the 4 hours time frame. Imagine how gold has been consolidating on the 4 hours time frame, even on the 4 hours time frame. And that is one of the main reasons why last week market was quite hectic to trade. Basically, I won't say difficult, but it was quite hectic to trade. It was quite hectic to trade basically last week, right? Because look at this from the 26th of October, right? Okay, from the 27th of October, market has been moving between this range. Unlike this movement that we had right here, this is a trending market, right? Everything that happened right here was a trending market. Market was trending between these, market was trending perfectly right here, right? Unlike what you have right here, this is a consolidating market. Market was consolidating, it was moving sideways, right? It was moving sideways. Market was moving sideways, but we can't call this a choppy market because it's not, it is still moving, right? It was still moving. Unlike a choppy market doesn't move properly this way, right? But at the same time, this sideways market is not a trending market. Now, what's our basic view for what do we have to do on the 4 hours time frame? What's our concern with the 4 hours time frame? What's our concern with the 4 hours time frame? On the 4 hours time frame, we can basically establish that we have a significant resistance level right here, right? This is the highest gold has ever been to, right? Now, market created a low, right? Okay, let me use my parts in explaining this because I know using parts actually makes explanation more easy, and I think you guys understand better when I use parts to explain this. Now, market created a strong double top on the 4 hours time frame. It couldn't break above that level. It broke below, right? Market gave some kind of double resistance as well at this level. Now, market created a new low, a new lower low that is lower than this last low. For the sell to continue, what happened? Market came back to correct. Market corrected itself to this level. And what happened? It's supposed to give us some kind of push to the downside. But instead of getting some push to the downside, market gave us a new lower high that is lower than this last high right here, right? This one is also lower than this as well. But what can we basically establish from all these things that is happening? On the 4 hours time frame, we can still see that what the buyers are strong in the market, but the sellers are as well not losing their positions yet. So all we need to do on this 4 hours time frame is to mark out zones of interest, our point of interest, that once we get breaks above them, we need to be able to do what? Either take a buy or enter for sales. either take a buy or enter for sales at those zones. That's what we have come here to do on the 4 hours time frame. The 4 hours time frame should give us clear of where the big boys are actually resting, where the big money is actually resting in the market, and that is exactly what we are here to do on the 4 hours time frame, right? Are you guys with me? That's what we're basically here to do on the 4 hours time frame. Now let's try marking out our zones on the 4 hours time frame, but I've been able to explain who is currently in control on the 4 hours, right? And I've been able to you guys have been able to see that what the buyers are still in control. What is going to forfeit the buyers getting this market condition? What is going to forfeit the buyers losing control in this market condition? Anything that makes us have a break below this last low. We have a low right here, right? Let me remove this consolidation sign. We have a low right here, right? And we also have a low right here. If you can see that, we also have a low right here. Now, anything that makes us have a break below these last two lows that market has created, these lower highs, these higher lows rather, these higher lows the market has created, anything that make us have a break below the two, then automatically that's signaling that what the sellers are probably getting into the market and they might have enough momentum to push price lower. Is this clear, guys? Do you guys get this concept now? Anything that makes us get a break below that two powerful zones that we've been able to mark out, below the last two lows, the last two higher lows, below the last two higher lows that the market has created, then that's automatically signaling that what the sellers are getting into the market and they're trying to push price lower. Do you get that concept, guys? I want to hear from you in the comment section. Do you understand that concept? Do you guys understand that concept? So, and mainly part of the errors that I was able to identify from last week, even though those sales were coming, right? Even though those were coming and they were pushing aggressively, those sales were more of corrections instead of impulsive moves. They were more of corrections instead of the impulsive moves. Those impulsive moves, that's why you find out that that's why you find out that those impulsive moves were more on what? Were more on the buys, right? You find out that those impulsive moves were more on the buys. Okay, can you guys hear me now? It is we had a little glitch in network. Let me know if you guys can actually hear me, please. Can you see my screen now and can you actually hear me before I proceed? I don't want to just keep talking without. Okay, it's clear. Okay, all right. Shoot. Okay, so just like I was saying, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about the break, guys. Okay, just like I was saying, and I'm saying clear, so meaning our network is actually back active. So just like I was saying, so anything that makes us have a break below these two significant recent lower highs the market has created, then it's going to be giving us indications for sales, right? It's going to be giving us indications for sales, right? But basically for gold, looking at where the impulsive moves has been heading, looking at where the impulsive moves has been heading, gold is going to give us more of buys than the sales, unless markets actually change the structure. Unless market change the structure, gold is going to be giving us more of impulsive move for buys than the sales. Now, what's the point of all this explanation, and what have we been able to arrive at, right? What have we been able to arrive at from all this explanation? We have these two recent lower highs that market has created, right? Can you guys see these two lower highs? Can you guys see these two lower highs? I want to know if you guys can see these two lower highs. We have this low, this one, this lower high, right? And we have this lower high at this level as well. We have this lower high at this level as well. We have this lower high at this level as well. Can you guys see the two lower highs? So those two new lower highs that the market has created, right? Anything that make us have a break below them might be giving us indication for what? Sales. Might be giving us indication for sales, especially when we have some kind of impulsive move breaking below these two. Then what? we'll be looking for opportunity to sell only and only if IFF only and we have breaks below those levels, right? Only and only if we have breaks below these two levels should we be looking for opportunities to do what? To sell. That is when we'll be looking for opportunity to sell in this gold market currently. But what's happening? Gold is not giving us any sign of reversal that will come back to that level yet. So for now, we're basically more on what? We're basically more on the buys. We're basically more on buys. So for me, for gold this week, we're looking for opportunities to do what? To buy. And just like I told you, anything that make us have a break below this level or this level is giving us indication for what? It's giving us signs for sales. It's giving us signs that what? Gold is changing its structure and it's going to start selling. And just like I've always explained, guys, that how do we verify a change in structure? How do we verify a change in structure? We only verify a change in structure when market has created two for an uptrend. Uptrend keep printing what? Series of higher highs and lower highs, right? But what happens when this? How do we know if this trend has actually start changing into a downtrend? When market fails to give us a new higher high, and instead of that, market created a new lower high. Instead of creating a new market created a new lower low rather. Market created a new low lower than the last low. So that's automatically telling us that what market is changing structure. Market is changing structure. Now, when we get two good new lower lows and new lower highs, that's automatically telling us that what the trend has finally changed from being bullish to being what? To being bearish. Do you get that concept now? Do you get that concept, guys? Do you get that concept? So that's automatically giving us that indication that what the market has changed its trend from being bullish to being bearish. And now we've been able to identify some higher, some higher lows and higher highs level, some higher lows level on gold. And we've been able to mark out the last lower highs that we had. These two lower highs. These are the two new lower highs. These are the two new lower highs that we have on gold. Now, anything that make gold break below these levels, below these last two levels, anything that make us have a break below these two levels is automatically giving us what? A change, giving us signs for change in structure. It's basically giving us signs for what? Change in what? In the structure of this market. But anything that makes gold not to break this level and breaks up above this significant resistance level that we have right here, then what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Let me hear that in the comment section. What's going to happen, guys? Let me hear your view in the comment section. Anything that makes gold break above this resistance level, what's going to happen? We have buyers resting above this level, right? Right? So anything that makes gold break above that resistance level, what is going to happen? I want to hear from you in the comment section. What is going to happen? What is going to happen if gold breaks above that resistance level? Are the are the sellers going to come into the market or the buyers are going to push price higher? Let me hear from you guys. I want to hear from you. What is going to happen if gold breaks above that resistance level? Let me hear your view in the comment section. We're learning together, right? Let me hear your view in the comment section. What is going to happen if gold breaks above that significant resistance level that we have marked out? And just like you know, on the higher time frame, what are the things we do on the higher time frame? On the higher time frame, we basically mark out our significant zones, right? Basically mark out our significant zones, our lower highs and lower lows, our levels, our point of interest. Those are the levels where the big boys in the market are actually resting. Those are the levels where the banks are resting their positions, they are resting their limit orders, right? And we always want to make sure that we are at those zones. We are always trading from those levels. We always want to make sure that we're trading from those zones, right? Exactly. Olaya is saying buyers we enter, right? Exactly. Buyers will enter from that level, right? Buyers will enter from that level. Buyers are going to enter from that level. I want to hear from somebody else. What's going to happen when gold breaks above this level? When gold breaks above this zone? This is a zone, right? This is a zone. What's going to happen when gold breaks above this zone? What is going to happen when gold breaks above this zone? What's going to happen? Are we going to be looking for opportunity to sell or are we going to be looking for opportunities to buy? I want to hear from you guys. Are we going to be looking for opportunities to sell or opportunities to buy? I want us to be very, very interactive, guys. I want us to be very, very interactive. What's going to happen when gold breaks above this zone, right? What's going to happen when gold breaks above this zone? Are we going to be looking for opportunities to sell or opportunities to buy? Which of them? Which of them are we going to be looking for? Which of them are we going to be looking for, guys? Exactly, opportunity to buy. Opportunity to buy. Okay, let's proceed. Opportunity to buy. Exactly, we're going to be looking for opportunity to buy, right? So I hope this analysis for gold is actually very, very straightforward. Now we've been able to mark out this level on the higher time frame, on 4 hours time frame, right? We have this level, we have this level, right? We also have this level right here, and we have this level. I'm just trying to keep them as low as possible. I don't like my chart getting too thick or stuff all over. So on the 1 hour time frame, what's basically happening on the 1 hour time frame? After leaving the 4 hours time frame, what do? You go down to the 1 hour time frame. You go down to the 1 hour time frame, right? We go down to the 1 hour time frame. What do we do on the 1 hour time frame? The same thing that we've been doing on the 4 hours time frame to mark out our zones, right? To mark out our zones, to basically mark out our zones. Now we've been able to have we have this zone, and we have this zone right here. But let me remove this. I want the recent zones, right? I want the recent zones. I want us to pay attention to the recent zones. I want us to pay attention to the recent zones. I want us to pay attention to the what? To the recent zones. Now, looking at gold, we have another recent zone right here. Let me check how significant this zone is on the first time frame. Let me mark this out first. We have this zone right here. We have some mini resistance level right here. Let me check how that was on the first time frame. Okay, so something like this on the first time frame, right? We have this zone that is in between the consolidations. We have that zone that is in between the consolidation. So we have this zone on gold on the 4 hours time frame, right? We have this zone on gold on the 4 hours time frame, and on the 1 hour time frame, that zone is also very, very what? It's also quite significant. It's also quite what? Significant. It's also quite significant. Let's mark out that zone properly, guys. So are we on the same page, guys? Are we on the same page? Are we on the same page? Let me know if we're on the same page. Are we on the same page? I just hope we're on the same page, right? I hope we're actually on the same page. So for gold, we are trading off these zones this week, right? Anything below this level, just like I told you, anything below this level is giving us what? Sales. Is giving us sales. And anything that makes us get some move up above these levels, moves above this level, we'll be looking for what? Opportunities to buy, right? We'll be looking for what? Opportunities to do what? To buy. We'll be looking for opportunities to buy. And when markets approaches our point of interest, our zones, what do? We go down to the lower time frame, like the 30 minutes or the 15 minutes. But this market has been consolidating, so I don't want to go down to this lower time frame. Let's just stay on the 1 hour time frame, right? I hope this is as clear as this XAUUSD analysis. Do you have any objections, any opinion, any or what idea do you actually have to share on XAUUSD? I want to hear from you guys, right? I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys. Do you have any what's your view? What's your view on this analysis, guys? What's your view on this analysis? Is this analysis straightforward? Do you understand everything we've done so far? And hope it is not complicating. Do you guys actually understand everything we've done right here? Do you actually understand everything we've done right here? So anything below this zone right here, anything below this zone will be giving us sales, right? And anything above this level, above these zones right here, will be giving us what? Buys. will be giving us buys. It's just that straightforward. Very, very straightforward. Very, very what? Straightforward. Very, very straightforward. Do we understand these concepts now? Our buying zone. Let me just put that on the chart. In case of those that want to take screenshots. Buys above this level. Buyers buyers above this level. This zone. Buyers above this zone, right? And what happened? We have sellers below this zone. We have sellers. This is just me coming to share my idea right here, guys. So I hope you've been able to actually gain one concept or the other. Sellers below this zone, right? So we have buyers above this zone and we have sellers below this zone, right? Is that straightforward, guys? Do you guys actually understand that? Do you guys understand everything we've done so far on gold? So this is my basic projection for gold. We're just going to stay very, very calm and wait for whatever printout we get on the chart. We're going to stay very, very calm and watch out for whatever printout we get on the chart. And we're going to be trading for major zones. We're going to be trading for major zones this week. Nothing complicating. We're going to be just trading for major zones to avoid any unnecessary error or uh trading to gain random rewards. We're not going to be trading to gain random rewards. We're not going to be over trading. We're not going to be over leveraging. We're going to be trading precisely, following through with our plans, right? Following through with our plan. Following through with our plans. So, which other currency pair? Do you understand everything we've done so far? Olaya is saying clear. That everything we've done so far is actually very, very clear. So, which other currency pair do you want us to look into, guys? Which other pair do you want us to trade? Which other pairs do you want me to analyze before we go off? Which other pair do you want us to look into before we actually go off, guys? Which other pairs do you want us to analyze together before we go off? Before we end the live section, which other currency pair do you want us to look into together before we call it a day? Which other currency pair do you want us to look into together? I want to hear from you. What currency pair do you want us to look into together? What currency pair do you think is not clear at the moment or something? Or what other currency pair do you just want us to? Do you want me to look into? Do you want us to look into together and analyze together? While you share your view, I also analyze my basic projection for it right here, and we share our idea together, right? What other currency pair do you want us to look into together? I want to hear from you guys. What other currency pair do you want us to look into together? Drop that in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. What other currency pair do you want us to look into together? Do you understand everything we've done in this analysis? Do you understand everything we've done in this gold analysis? Do you understand everything we've done in this gold analysis? What other currency pair do you want us to also look into together? What other currency pair do you want us to look into together? Right? I want to hear from you. What other currency pair do you want us to look into together, guys? What other currency pair do you want us to look into together? Do you understand this good analysis? Was my analysis straightforward? Do you understand anything? Do you get any insights from this live section? I want to hear your view, positive or negative, whichever one. I want to hear your view. What other currency pair do you want us to look into together? Just two currency pairs and we're done. Just two more currency pairs and we're done. Is it whether currency pair, uh, indices, synthetics, whatever, crypto, whatever? We're going to be using this same pure price action analysis, right? To look into it. So somebody's saying GBP USD. Somebody's saying GBP USD, but I want to hear from somebody else as well. I want to hear from somebody else as well. I want two responses. I want two responses before we actually shoot, right? I want two responses before we actually shoot. I want two responses. I want two responses before we actually shoot, right? I want two responses we actually shoot, right? So somebody saying GBP USD. Somebody saying GBP USD. So let's check out GBP USD, guys. Let's check out GBP USD. Let's check out GBP USD. I don't know. No idea how to respond. Is it possible that the comment section isn't actually working for some people? I'm thinking so though. I'm thinking the comment section is not actually working for some people because it seems quite not too lively today. Okay, Umali Kamwara is also saying GBP USD sharp. Love that, man. You're welcome, man. So Umali Kamara is also saying, I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly, though. Very sorry if I didn't pronounce that properly. But let me try. Let me try. Kamwara is saying we should also check out GBP USD. So we have two people saying we should check GBP USD. So let's check out GBP USD. What's going on? What's going on GBP USD? GBP USD. What's up? Going on on GBP USD? What is going on GBP USD? What's going on GBP USD? What is going on GBP USD? Okay, okay. I just loaded my GBP USD chart. Uh, Sharp. Can you see my GBP USD chart, guys? Can you see my GBP USD chart? Let me know in the comment section if you can see my GBP USD chart. Can you see my GBP USD chart? Okay, I actually did an analysis on GBP USD, but we didn't follow up with it. We didn't follow up with this analysis, and it's played out nice as well. So let's check it out. What's going on GBP USD? GBP USD, what's up? What's up, GBP USD? What's up on GBP USD? On GBP USD, it is very, very evident. Okay, Murphy saying here, Murphy, you're welcome. We did analysis on GBP USD, but we didn't follow it up, but it actually played out perfectly, right? As you can see right here, it played out perfectly, right? You can see from here, right? See where our entry was, right? I'm very sure we did this thing live as well. I'm very sure we did the analysis live. But the guys are always very, very active, like Murphy, like Enam, uh, like Olaiya can actually relate to that GBP USD chart. Now, on GBP USD, without wasting much of our time, what can we see on GBP USD? GBP USD has been strongly bearish, strongly bearish. Without they don't. Nobody needs to explain this to you, right? For you to understand that what GBP USD has been what strongly bearish, right? Strongly bearish. GBP USD has been strongly bearish. But how do we get in on this trade? Now, on GBP USD, we can see this massive sales, right? Now we have this significant zone. We have this significant zone right here. We have this significant support level that GBP USD recently broke last week, right? Last week Monday, GBP USD broke this significant support level on the daily time frame. GBP USD broke this significant support level on the daily time frame. And what is that actually telling us? What's that actually telling us? That's basically just telling us that what the sellers are strongly in the market. The sellers are strongly in the market, right? But how do we get the most of this opportunity? How do we get the most of this opportunity? Let's go down to the 4 hours time frame and look at what is happening in real time. Let's see what's actually happening in real time. What's actually happening in real time on GBP USD? Oh, jeez. Nothing much on GBP USD, sincerely. Nothing much on GBP USD, sincerely. Now, GBP USD is giving us some kind of uh, signs right here. And there are high chances that what GBP USD is going to sell. Let me remove this. There are high chances that GBP USD is going to sell back to this level. It's going to sell back to this level or even break below. GBP USD created a low right here, right? GBP USD was moving strongly to the downside. It retested this level, created a new low, right? Now GBP USD is going back to retest back at this level. But now two things can happen. Going straight to the point, two things can happen on GBP USD. We have this zone right here, right? We have this zone right here. We have this zone right here. So for me personally, I'll be expecting. I'll be very, very patient with GBP USD due to the current printouts that we can see right here. Due to the current printout that GBP USD is giving. Now, for me personally, I'll be expecting GBP USD to come back to this zone and sell back massively to this level. That's the projection one. right? That's the projection one. Why? Why am I looking for opportunity to sell? If you ask me, why am I looking for opportunity to sell? Because the major trend of this market has been what? Strongly bearish. Strongly what? Bearish. It has been strongly bearish. It has been strongly bearish. But now, two things can actually happen. Market either taps into this zone, and if you can see, market created a support level right here. Market created a support here, right? Retested this and made it a resistance and sold massively, right? Created a new lower low. And now I'm expecting GBP to either come back to this level or give a fake breakout to the top side above that level. But any massive spike that come back below this zone, I'll sincerely be looking for opportunities to do what? To sell GBP USD. I don't know if that is actually straightforward, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. We're having some network issues. Okay. So can you still see my chart? So until I have a break up above these two major zones before I'll start looking for opportunities to buy GBP USD. But for now, anything can happen on GBP USD, but you should be more on the sales. Why? You should be more on the sales because market gave a strong indication here. Market gave a strong sell indication. It's giving some strong sell signs that what? This GBP USD is still strongly bearish. And what is happening basically? We had this impulsive move. If you have the basic understanding of Elliott wave theory, right, you will see the impulsive move. The impulsive move is where the trend is actually heading to, and any other thing is just what? Basic corrections. Any other thing is just basic corrections. Now we have this impulsive move on GBP USD, right? We have this impulsive move on GBP USD. What is happening right now? We're basically having corrections, right? We're basically having corrections that can come up to this level. If it doesn't break above this level, I will see some kind of like strong bearish momentum candlestick or confirmation. We're going to be looking for positions to do what? To sell GBP USD back into this zone. Is this clear, guys? Do you understand this concept now? Do you guys actually understand this concept? Do you understand this analysis now? But anything that makes GBP USD break above this level, breaks higher above this level, then I'll be looking for opportunities to do what? To buy. I'll be looking for opportunity to buy either at the retest of this level or at the retest of this level to do what? To buy. That is the only two projection on GBP USD. Do you guys actually understand that? Murphy is saying yeah, exactly. So are we on the same page? Is this familiar? Is this actually very, very familiar now? Is this familiar, guys? Do you understand this concept now? Do you understand this concept now? Is this GBP USD analysis clear? Is this analysis clear, guys? I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you in the comment section. I want to hear from you in the comment section. Olaya, is GBP USD analysis clear? Do you understand the concept now? Do you understand the concept? We don't need to start traveling to the 15 minutes time frame now until market gets closer to our zones, right? Until market gets closer to our zone. But GBP USD, I think this analysis is very, very clear and straightforward, and we're basically following the trend of the market. So for the trend of this GBP USD market to change, GBP USD need to break above these two major zones. This zone one and this second zone right here for us to start looking for opportunities for buys on GBP USD. For us to start looking for opportunities to buy GBP USD. But any other thing, we're looking for a touch at this zone, possibly giving us some kind of even breakout. But as long as we get some kind of like reverse below this zone, we'll be looking for opportunities to do what? To sell GBP USD. And we're basically doing what? Following the major trend of the market. And if you can see on daily time frame, what's happening? The trend of the market is strongly bearish. Strongly what? Bearish. Strongly bearish. Strongly bearish. So I don't think we should be going against the trend. We shouldn't be going against the trend, but we should be doing what? We should follow the trend, right? We should always trade. We should always trade in line with the trend of the market. Exactly. Olaya is saying clear. All right, all right. So Umali Kamwara, is it clear, guy? Is it clear as well, my guy? Is it clear, my friend? Umali Kamwara, is it clear? Is it clear as well? Is it clear? I want to know if it's actually clear now. I want to know if you actually get the concept and if everything is straightforward now. So, which other pair do you want us to look into while I wait for Umali Kamwara response or any other person's response? Which other pair do you actually want us to look into before we call it a day? Which other pair? We've checked XAUUSD. I've broken down the chart. I've explained everything about the printout, last week printout on gold and my projection for gold, right? And I'm also here. I've also explained GBP USD following the major trend. What is actually happening in real time, right? Following the major trend. What is happening in real time, right? And the same thing for GBP USD, right? We're following the major trend. The market is bearish. We look for opportunities to do what? To sell. We look for opportunities to sell. And as we are looking for opportunities to sell, we're also very, very vigilant and studying if market is changing its structure or not, right? And that is the best way to actually trade. That is what we should actually be looking forward to anytime we are trading, right? Do you guys get that concept now? Do you guys get that concept? So I want to hear today's class. In case if you want us to check any other pair before we call it a day as well, drop it in the comment section. If there's no other pair to look into, how was everything we've done so far? And is everything familiar? Is it simple? Is it understand? Did I do my best in breaking down everything? Right? I just want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you in the next 2 minutes. Since there's no other currency pair for us to check, since nobody's saying we should check any other currency pair, uh, in the next 2 minutes we'll be calling it a day. But I want to hear from you. What's your review about today's class? I want to hear your review about today's class. Okay, sharp. And I'm TSK say it was very clear as usual. Godspeed. Thanks, man. Active, active. Enam is always active. Active. You're active more than Chivita. You're active more than Chivita, right? So, before call it a day, I want to hear your view. How was today's class? How was today's class? So make sure endeavor to take a screenshot of everything we've done so far. Endeavor to take a screenshot of it. I'll also post it on the Telegram channel. Let's follow up with this analysis. This week we are securing maximum profits, right? We're not leaving any profit on the table, right? We're going to maximize our opportunities this week. Open a fresh account. Let's trade afresh. Let's make the money, right? Godspeed. Okay. Umali Kamwara has finally responded. He said, yeah. The analysis, he said, yeah, meaning that the analysis is actually very clear. Okay. I'm happy to actually help out, right? I'm happy to help out. So, that will be all for now, guys. That will be all for now. For everyone that joined the live call, I appreciate. As usual, I'll be trading every 8 p.m. GMT, or possibly depending on my location actually, depending on my location, wherever I am, I'll be trading from 8 p.m. every Sunday, right? And I'll be trading NFP as well this Friday, this coming Friday. We'll be trading NFP news live. You know, NFP was suspended till this Friday. US government shut down last week Friday. So we'll be trading NFP this coming Friday. Fund your account and let's maximize the opportunity. Let's maximize any printout you get in the charts together. Godspeed. God is involved always, guys. So if you are not on the Telegram channel and you want to join the Telegram channel via the link in the comment in the description as well. And don't forget to share this YouTube channel with your friends, family, Telegram channel as well. Let's keep the movement active, right? KSFX. Stay safe, and I wish each and every one of us a profitable trading week. I wish us a profitable trading week. Godspeed, right? Bye, guys.